Come on, people, hit the dance floor, have a good time. Why is no one having a good time? I specifically requested it.
Okay, so a few days ago, the Game Awards held their Players' Voice vote thing. I never really cared about stuff like this because it's really just a popularity contest. It's not an actual showing of quality. But let me just recap you on how this went down. So The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima were the main contenders to win. And during the voting process, Neil Druckmann, being the fine gentleman that he is, tweets this out to try and get people to go vote. And since everybody loves Neil Druckmann so much and respects everything he has to say, he ended up prompting the opposite reaction. He even deleted the tweet and said it made him seem against criticism. What? You, Neil, against criticism? Come on. Anyways, people went out in droves after that to vote for Ghost of Tsushima, and Ghost of Tsushima won. Do you see now why I don't really care about stuff like this? Like, I'm not at all saying this one thing is why Ghost won, but I mean, just looking at the timing of everything, it was certainly a factor. It's just a popularity contest. No one should care. But, as you'd expect, Last of Us 2 fans lost their minds at the announcement, and now I'm gonna poke fun at them. And just going forward, keep in mind that I have not played Ghost or Last of Us 2. I just find it hilarious that people care this much about a literal popularity contest. I feel bad for the Ghost of Tsushima devs because they're being misled into thinking that people genuinely like the game, LMAO, even though you're only using that mid-open world game as a platform to hate on The Last of Us 2. Yes, because nobody liked Ghost of Tsushima. Nobody. Nobody liked it. Nobody bought it. Nobody played it. Meanwhile, everybody liked Last of Us 2. Everyone liked it. Everyone bought it. Everyone played it, or maybe because it's genuinely a game people liked. Like, why are we even caring about the voting? Like why not care about the actual results of, like, the awards? But then again, I don't even really care about awards. I mean, my favorite game of all time barely won any awards. I don't think it won any at all, actually, now that I think about it. But then again, I don't know off the top of my head, because I don't care. You shouldn't either. Play the game, enjoy the game. Who gives a shit? Only won because Last of Us 2 haters voted for it. 70% of who voted for it didn't even think it deserved it. They just didn't want The Last of Us 2 to win. Great game, though. Why are we putting numbers on this? Like, why are we putting percentages on this? When you put percentages on something that you don't actually know the percentages of, 98% of the time, it just makes you look stupid. But are you implying that Ghost only won because people didn't want Last of Us 2 to win? How many people do you think voted for Last of Us 2 because they didn't want Ghost to win? How many people do you think voted more than once for Last of Us 2? How many people do you think voted more than once for Doom Eternal? Which is... But Aquila had a good response to you. That's not true. Probably 35% who voted were Last of Us 2 haters, just like probably 30% of people who voted for Last of Us 2 worshippers who wanted Ghost to fail because despite everything, was a great game also. I always poke fun at Sony fanboys because they're just like so cultish in the way that they worship games, but part of the reason why this whole situation is so entertaining is because it's like subdivisions of the Sony cult. I will never get enough of this stuff. It did not deserve to win. Cookie cutter open world game that's a juiced up PS3 game, as you have a Spider-Man PS4 profile picture. Look, I liked the PS4 Spider-Man game, but if you think that game is original or not cookie cutter, or not a juiced up PS3 game, yikes. I don't want to say, holy shit, I used to write like this, like when I was like 4 or 5, like when I was first starting to write, this is how I wrote. I don't want to say like the haters that has been rigged, but let me just say one thing. Before the site was hacked, The Last of Us 2 was ahead of all the nominees by far. When it's hacked, Ghost of Tsushima votes went up strangely. Anyway, congratulations to Sucker Punch. Yeah, apparently the site was hacked during the voting process. I don't know how significant that is. Like I said, this was around the same time that Neil Druckmann kind of rallied the troops in the opposite direction. And also, just because the site was hacked, that doesn't mean you know who did it. The site could have been hacked by Doom Eternal fans. The site could have been hacked by Hades fans. The site could have been hacked by me. And also, just because the site was hacked, that doesn't mean votes disappear. That doesn't mean, come on. We literally don't know who or how the site was hacked, but you're using that as evidence of you losing? Like, what sense does this make? Just admit that people like a game that you didn't like. So Jeff, are you really going to allow the Game Awards to be hijacked by alt-right groups? Yes, when in doubt, call people alt-right. That always works. The same individuals who spent the summer sending threats to Naughty Dog devs and shaming the industry. Nice ratio, by the way. I want to point out that a lot of people were sending hate to Naughty Dog this summer after Last of Us 2 came out, none of which I condone, by the way. If you send hate to a dev, you're just kind of stupid. If you have criticisms of a game or criticisms of a publisher, express that, articulate. fuck you. Sending threats and sending hate directly to a dev, oftentimes when they don't even have creative say in the process, don't do it. But I also want to point out that a lot of the people who were sending hate to Naughty Dog were not alt-right, like in the slightest. They were people who were upset about the direction the game went in reference to the first one. And also people who were upset at Neil Druckmann's attitude towards criticism. I mean, Neil Druckmann was going around copy striking YouTubers for talking about the game. When I say this man rallied the troops in the opposite direction, I mean that. He has a lot of influence in circles he probably doesn't want influence in. Weird how Last of Us 2 had a solid lead in round 1 and 2, and when round 3 started, it went a little bit viral. The site was hacked, and there were multiple posts where people were actively voting Game of... I'm reading this on autopilot and I said Game of Thrones. Voting Ghost of Tsushima just because. Both great games, just people are sad to go so far to hate. It had a lead in round 1 and 2 because the most passionate people were the ones who were voting in round 1 and 2. I mean, most people didn't even know this vote was happening. I didn't know this vote was happening until it was over. So yes, when the thing went viral, more people voted. Also, you say how Last of Us 2 had a solid lead, but people were voting Ghost of Tsushima just because. You don't know why people voted? How do you know people weren't voting Last of Us 2 just because? You literally are doing the Twitter thing, where you do the same thing as somebody else, but when you do it, it's fine. When they do it, it's because of XYZ unprovable reason. But when I do it, it's fine. Just suck it up. Your game lost. The real Game Awards haven't even started yet. I like this one. A lone logical comment in here. I see people whining about this, but let me ask you, why should Last of Us 2 have won over Ghost of I almost called it Game of Thrones again. Last of Us 2 sold less copies, has not been as well received as Ghost of... I keep almost saying Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna start calling it Game of Thrones now. Has a much smaller user score, has been much more refunded, didn't have multiplayer nor free updates unlike Game of Thrones. And this is my point. Yeah, when the poll went more viral and more people started seeing it, that's when the Ghost of Tsushima fan base probably came in and started voting. Because the Game of Thrones fan base isn't as, let's say, passionate as the Last of Us 2 fan base, which voted the first chance they got. Also, still waiting on that Last of Us multiplayer. First Last of Us multiplayer was all right. I thought they were doing multiplayer for the second one, or maybe they said they were doing it later. I forget. Thanks to 4chan, unfortunately. The hacker known as 4chan. So many anime profile pics talking mad shit about successfully bombing polls like they bombed the reviews at midnight. This is a very big day for you guys, so I'm happy for you. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but Last of Us 2 got a lot more bad reviews after midnight. Clearly a coordinated strike by The Last of Us Part 2 haters. Yes, because all the people who don't like Last of Us 2 are sitting in an arena somewhere, all on their laptops just waiting. Also, if you believe the people who don't like Last of Us 2 are like some collective hive mind, where were they up until the third round? But I'll close with this. Everyone complaining it was rigged is brain dead. Just because The Last of Us had a lead and lost doesn't mean it was hijacked. It means the game isn't as popular. People voting for Game of Thrones or The Last of Us doesn't win, sure, but a lot of people voted for The Last of Us to annoy the haters, so it's balanced. It's just so ironic that people care this much about their game winning, and then they call everyone who doesn't agree like a hater. Like, can we talk about anything anymore? Or is that just not allowed? Kind of a rhetorical question at this point because I know the answer. The actual Game Awards aren't even until the 10th. Like, who cares about the voting? This is why I don't participate in any of these. It's just dumb. Enjoy the games you enjoy. If people don't enjoy them, tell them why you did enjoy them. Don't just yell at them for not liking it. Don't accuse other people of being something because they play different video games than you. Jesus Christ. What is this? Nepal and China announced that Mount Everest is a bit taller than it used to be. Well, it's a growing boy. I'm sure that's fine.